me. I'm asking.
Ask her, Lucky. Go ahead, ask her.
Ask us.
Ask away.
He just kept asking.
Oh, I just assumed he'd ask Jake.
Hey, Happy.
Really? Halloween would do that?
For you, he would.
All right, let's go ahead and start this off from John. Top 5 high school players you've ever seen. I don't know if I can give you 5 straight off the top of my head. That would be the 5 that I truly believe. And trying to keep some of the Evangel guys out of this because you mentioned during the break, like Josh Booty, Brock Berlin. Like Brock Berlin was the National USA Today Player of the Year. He was an absolute stud. Played against Reggie McNeil. Some of you will remember that name, even though the Aggies weren't in the Big or they were in the Big 12, weren't in the SEC yet. He played quarterback for Texas A&M from Lufkin. Really good football player.
I remember being a kid and going to watch Josh Booty, and in high school, his warm-ups, he would stand on the 50 and flick the ball to the receivers as they were like coming into the end zone. I mean, he's throwing it 50 yards in the air. Not that that's impossible for a human to do, but it's just that's not how high school usually warm up. Yeah. He was just totally different than anybody else on the field.
Yeah, he was an absolute stud. Kyle Williams at Ruston was really good. Andrew Whitworth at West Monroe was an absolute stud. I'm just trying to think of some of the guys that I played with. There was a guy named Nate Dorsey, played at St. Aug. Was one of the largest humans I've ever seen. Ended up playing 4 years, I think, at Georgia Tech, but just an absolute wall. He was playing tackle. I was playing defensive end as a true freshman, like 195 pounds. I didn't get too close to the quarterback that night.
Not getting up the field?
No. Another guy, Ronnie Prude, former LSU Tiger, when he was at Fair Park.
Yeah, he was good.
They'd snap him the ball, and it was Prude time. That's what they called it because they didn't have any plays called. It was just Prude time.
I love that.
He'd do whatever he wanted back there. Hunt calls Bain turkey bacon neck. Oh, that's so good. Ask Jake. Sliders every Friday, coming in town next Friday. It's not going to be necessarily every Friday, but we have talked with Small Sliders about doing something, weather permitting, out there on a pretty usual basis. It was a lot of fun. I kept Flynn, that's her new name, Flynn and Bain's attention for a long time outside, which I didn't think I could do. So if I can do that every time we go out there, I'm all for it.
That's a heck of a chore. It's a big ask. Y'all had really good weather, didn't you?
We had country club weather.
Yeah,
it was
like that.
really, really nice. Let's see. Ask Hunt, do you use starch when you iron your polos?
Iron my polos.
Steam them?
No, I just wash them and hang them up.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell Gordy people can't watch YouTube while they're driving.
You can. I would advise against that.
Well, you're an insurance guy.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you can. I would advise against.
Although this show, I mean, we're on right now. This isn't driving hours. This is I'm in the office. I kind of finished all the work that I have to do, but I have to be here till 5 again, so I don't get fined or fired. Right. So you can put it up like in the corner, prop it up, get your earbuds, and act like you're typing on the computer, even though we know
you're just listening to us talk about turkey bacon.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, just so we're clear.
All right, ask Hunt, what seed does this LSU basketball team get?
Oh man, 9.
What if they go 4-1 over the last 5?
They would be better than that. They would get a 6, maybe a 5.
So that's a big swing. I mean, you think as high as 5, as low as 9?
Mm-hmm. No, as low as out of the tournament.
Oh, you think? I mean, obviously, there's a path to do that, but you think?
I think finishing, if you finish 11-7 and lose your first game in Nashville, you are going to have some sleepless nights.
Okay. Let's see here. Ask Hunt, what kind of allergy medicine did you take?
Happy just threw me a bottle. It could have been anything. I just popped one out.
I keep allergy medicine in your front.
Could have been a hallucinogenic drug for all I knew. That would have been a real good show. But I think it worked.
All right, this comes from Donald. He wants to know what your go-to if you want to get in good with the missus. If I typically, and Katie's probably listening right now, if I typically like do some chores around the house that she doesn't have to ask me to do, like that goes a long way.
You got to do the right chores. I once witnessed an absolute onslaught of tears from my mother when my dad organized her little desk.
Yeah.
That was just a disaster.
Right.
And he organized it, but she didn't. She hated it. She didn't know where anything was now. She literally started crying. So make sure you do the correct choice.
Okay. Ask Hunt, will you watch BTS on Fallon Monday night in support of Happy?
No.
Ask Hunt, best thing you ever caught during Mardi Gras?
I don't think I haven't caught anything that cool like a football.
That's your answer? Okay.
I mean, I don't have a good answer. I'm sorry. I don't
right.
go to a lot of parades. I just
Ask us, what is the flagship local sports show on 104.5?
Sports Shorts Radio.
Yes. Ronnie Rance, of course, and the crew. Michael Clayton gets a vote for top high school players. I never saw him in person.
Either.
I saw him on tape. If we start talking about whose highlight tape we saw, that's a whole different conversation. Sean Jordan, former LSU fullback, has one of the greatest highlight tapes because he's playing, Texas high school football is like the best. I understand that, but not in El Paso. He was playing against these kids who had no business playing against a grown man like Sean Jordan, and he was trucking every
I bet he
single
had a
one
lot
of
of
them.
fun doing that.
Every single one of them. He just on their backside. Ask Hunt, does he realize how much he says I?
No. But I'll work on
We
it.
all have our, I've told y'all this, we all have our crutch words. Mine are look and obviously. Those are my two crutches.
Ooh, I say obviously a lot.
Everyone has them. It's fine.
I say absolutely a lot too.
I say no doubt a lot. Fine with that as well. Ask Hunt, are you excited about the Cubs season, and have you already bought the MLB package?
Yes and yes. I'm very excited. KB's going to be in the leadoff spot. KB going to lead off with a bomb. Rizzo's going to come up in the 2-hole. He's going to hit a bomb. 2-0 Cubs every game.
Trey Quinn has the best highlight tape of all time in Louisiana. It's a very good highlight tape. He broke all of Abram Booty's records, which I never thought would be touched. Of course, that's Josh Booty's brother. It's one of the best. I don't know if it's the best, but it's up there.
It's very, very good.
Kevin Falk at Karen Crow. I saw Kevin Falk in person one time, but it was like a scrimmage type deal. It wasn't like a full on game, so I didn't get the full experience. But yeah, I really don't have to watch Kevin Falk to know he was great at Karen Crow.
Yes, very good. Never saw
Someone I forgot, Brady James at West Monroe. Brady James at West Monroe looked like he was a 7-year NFL vet.
They had some good players over West Monroe over the years.
Now there's been some players, and I'll ask you this from not only from my school, Evangel, John Curtis, West Monroe, some of those programs, we got like 30 seconds, that it was more about they just all played really well together than individual.
Well coached, yeah.
That's how De La Salle, California was. That long win streak they had, they never had like one guy, but they had Maurice Jones-Drew and guys like that, but they were more about a team though, more than 10 or 15 D1 guys. So, all right, it's going to do it for today. Join us tomorrow on a Friday edition of Hang with Hester, presented by Richard Tondo, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, and 11:30 a.m. The Tiger. See you then.
Hanging with Hester with Jacob Hester.